What's up, guys? My name is Fans. Welcome back to another video where today we're doing another reaction to Degenerocity tipping culture. Now, I do work at a place. I work at a place. I'm not gonna tell you the location of it though, or the name of it at all. But well, I'll probably say it anyways. It's called Hot Chicken Takeover. And one of the things I always get annoyed about, even when I worked there, is that when I ask people for tips, one of the reasons I get annoyed by doing that is because if someone's ordering a lot of food, like if someone orders a lot of food, and it costs a lot, I always feel bad just having them like get a tip, like asking them for a tip. That's why I always just say tip or no tip. You just say tip or no tip. That's why I always say. Um, and also I just kind of hate it when also other restaurants do that. It's like, no, you have to earn a tip. You don't ask for tips. You earn one. It's kind of like respect a little bit. Like you earn my respect. You don't just buy it, or you don't ask for my respect. You don't ask for my respect. You earn my respect. But anyways, let me shut up now. Let's get into the video.
Tipping, a generous act of courtesy you do when you're more than satisfied with the service you were provided, and you give them a little extra money. Usually you give these to your servers at restaurants, your barber, and strippers, just as a way of telling them you're doing a good job. Go get yourself a nice pair of undies. And this overall thing is practiced all around the world. It's not exactly a foreign concept for anybody. Tipping is a normal thing, but no place on earth lets to give out the tip more than the US of A. We go X Games mode with the tipping over here, cause we be giving everybody tips. We tip our delivery drivers, taxis, bellhops, housekeeping, house movers, bartenders. If you're an in-person service, then most likely you accept tips. Even my homie's last job at the gas station where he just pumped people's gas, he got over $100 in tips in one day.
What?
I didn't even know people tip for that.
I know I've gotten tips on some of my paychecks. I think actually one of my paychecks was like, not even joking, it was like $83 just for tips alone, which was crazy. It was weird because sometimes the gas stations do be asking that, but most of the time it's not really gas stations doing it. Actually, no. Whenever I did go to the gas station, the only time I really asked for like extra money was like to donate something. That was really it.
Love to tip everybody except the homeless, but has it gone too far? Let me go off real quick, but I've been seeing tipping options where I've never seen them before, like counter services, cashiers. I've never heard of tipping cashiers, but those blue blocks on the iPad beg to differ. One time I went to a concert and I went to the merch booth. I got a hoodie, bro handed me the hoodie, then
Wait, hold on, what concert? Who goes to a concert with a VTuber?
Cashiers. I've never heard of tipping cashiers, but those blue blocks on the iPad beg to differ. One time I went to a concert and I went to the merch booth. I got a hoodie, bro handed me the hoodie, then turned around his iPad for a tip. Now I know these people don't get paid too well, but what in that interaction concurred a tip? Did he slip me a $100 bill in a hoodie that I didn't see? I don't think so. So nah, I don't think I'm gonna tip. But I would usually see these in local businesses most.
Like the only time people really just give me like tipped me for anything was because I really just was a nice at servicing them. Like maybe I helped them through. Maybe I helped them through because really our menu is kind of complicated. Or maybe some people are like to just talk while they wait for the food. Maybe something like that. Really, besides anything else, I don't know why else a lot of people will tip. I don't even be surprised people who don't tip.
Of the time, so that's all fine and dandy, but I've heard Starbucks is also doing tips. Now I don't really go to Starbucks because it's just not for me. I like my coffee a certain way. I like my coffee how I like my men. Long, black, and Vietnamese. And no offense to you Starbucks employees out there, but I'ma treat y'all like McDonald's and Burger King. Like, why would I tip the drive-through cashier? That just sounds unnecessary. And as long as those restaurants are not asking for tips, then I'm never gonna tip. Don't get no ideas, please. However, I understand why.
Don't think, just react. This weekend.
Okay, I get it. I want to go see this movie, but I do not need this right now. Look, hold on.
Then I'm never gonna tip.
Look how he got this man.
Don't get no ideas, please. However, I understand why these workers would want a tip, though. They work low-wage jobs, and sometimes they got families to take care of at home, so a tip or two would make their lives a little bit easier. But I'm selfish. I'm not trying to tip at Wendy's, bro. But I know that day will eventually come. I can smell it. This is the US. We'll somehow incorporate tipping into everything. So the employers can justify why they're paying their employees minimum wage. And whenever someone doesn't tip, they get mad at us instead of the business that's giving them a non-living wage. That's
I saw this clip. There's like, I just wanted to say it's a nice house for a $5 tip. Boy, you be lucky I gave you any extra money in the first place. I would have socked the dude. Grabbed the bag and start socking him with it.
if someone doesn't tip, they get mad at us instead of the business that's giving them a non-living wage.
Wait, didn't he also get fired too?
That's why tipping is super pushed. So restaurants, for example, can pay their waiters low salaries to encourage them to aim for tips. So the waiters have to.
Yeah, but here's the weird part. Even sometimes, like, some restaurant managers be greedy, and they just take the tips for themselves. There's multiple stories of people getting tips, and then like the managers like keeping the tips all to themselves. It'd be like nearly $200 in tips, and the manager doesn't split them.
Be as upstanding, top of their tippy toes, holly jolly of a worker as possible to try to get ends meet. So the customer can walk away feeling happy about their experience, the owner of the restaurant being happy because of the profit and good look of the business, while the waiters walk away with a $2 tip and food stamps for a salary. Or at least that's just my theory, my game theory. Now, people that have never had a job might say, ain't that a good thing? It makes the waiters actually try to do their job well. Bro, ain't nobody wanna work minimum wage, period, bro, in this economy. Doesn't matter if I'm getting tips, all it takes is one bad day of penny pinching tips to be like, well, Scoob, I guess we have to eat whatever's in the fridge tonight. I should know. I used to be a waiter. I was a waiter for weddings and other events in my late senior year, and my wage was decent, $15 an hour, and for a high school student, that's pretty good. Plus, I only worked on the weekends. Man, this job was gonna be a breeze. But that was only because I was a kid. I ain't need that much in the first place. All I thought is, if I can afford food, sold. But to spoil the fun, most of the time, I did not get any tips or very little tips. And 95% of my gigs was at weddings, so the food was already paid for. I was giving these niggas free food, and I got nothing. And I was always all nice and shit. I was never mean. I was all like, hello, hot diggity day, what would you lovely people like to have? I thought I was doing a good job. I even shaved off my hair to be more presentable, which is...
Nah.
I thought I was doing a good job. I even...
See, this haircut, if you're old, it makes sense. But if you're this young, at that point, shave it all off.
Shaved off my...
Shave all of this off. If I ever walked into a barbershop, and even though I specifically told them I wanted this hairstyle, and they give me this, boy, that'll be the last day as a barber. Because they want to be working like physically be able to work.
My hair to be more presentable, which is something I still regret to this day. Don't cut the hair you love for no jobs. Unless it look like this. You might get...
What is this? What is this haircut? Bro, why is it? It looks like his head got like chopped off, like some pieces of his head got chopped off here. What is this? Buddy, shave it off.
No job with that. I did get tips sometimes. The biggest tip I've ever gotten was $40 from a table of old white women and a gay dude. And from then on, they became my target audience. I'd always pick the table with the gay niggas, because I know they'd give me the biggest tip. And me complaining about small tips might sound like a trivial problem, but I'm talking about like in the grand scheme of things of this kind of job. Like if I was an adult with this job paying bills, taxes, rent, all that, I could not live like this. I know this because I had coworkers in their late 20s, 30s, 40s who said they couldn't take care of themselves with this wage. That's why they sold drugs on the side. That's why we should hold these businesses accountable to have higher wages for their employees so they don't have to rely on tips anymore. We must rise against this corrupt business practice. Who's with me? You're just saying this because you just don't want to pay tips no more. Well, duh. I don't like tipping. Who does? Who wants to pay more of their own money when they don't have to? I'm not a misogynist, a masochist. Wrong word. I am the other one. I'm not...
I am the other one. Alright, but he is right. I mean, I do get to know whenever I ask for tips. I mean, sometimes when I was working, if like the two jobs I've had so far, whenever someone get like an order like catering, like catering's usually over like they use it over like 160 to like nearly $300. That's and like some people, and then sometimes my coworkers be like, at that point, might as well give us like a tip. I'm like, shit. I'm like in my mind, I'm like, I mean, should they? Because they already spend that much money, then they're gonna spend like more money to give to us. I mean, the most we ever got out of a catering order was like $166. Yeah, that
Saying
was a
I don't tip,
$166
I
tip.
do, but mainly because I want to at least try to balance out my good deeds with my bad ones when I'm in the pearly gates. I'm not trying to go to hell because I didn't tip my IHOP waitress who so happened to be battling cancer and diabetes that one time. I'm trying to get to heaven. But if I gave zero, darns, dangs, or I would almost never tip. I would look at the bill, then pay the bill, then end it there. I would only tip if I received outstanding service, because, you know, most services nowadays are just average, you know, regular stuff, nothing to point out. But you still supposed to tip. In a perfect world, I would only tip if the person is enthusiastically nice. Fast service, give me a back.
Like if they're actually like treating you nice, going over everything, like helping you through, and like when you get your food and it's fantastic, then yes, that makes sense. But if you're just doing regular stuff, not really helping, especially like the people who like don't really do their jobs, people who do like the bare minimum at their jobs, like those people who just do nothing but then expect to get paid, but then they'd be surprised if they get paid less. Like that, then at that point, no, you ain't getting a tip unless you like actually did something in your job that was worth getting a tip. Then yes, I will. But anything else, no.
Massage and also pay for my food, then I would tip. I can understand tipping delivery drivers because they also need the money to pay for their gas, but that can go with the higher wage argument that I said earlier. And if they show up mad late, then I don't have to tip them. We should bring back the 30 minutes or less or the food is free rule. I'd start ordering food from Russia on purpose, save myself a stack. And like I said earlier, I know these people need these tips to survive. I know they have mouths to feed. I know, I feel you. But in the back of my mind, I know I have mouths to feed too. My own mouth. And tipping is slowly taking that away from me. Now I'm gonna starve. And remember earlier when I said tipping is not a foreign concept? Well, apparently it is to most countries. Every time I look in the comment section for a post regarding tipping, 90% of the comments will be from foreigners saying, well, over here in Timbuktu, Jumanji land, we never even heard of tipping. I didn't even know Jumanji was a real place, but it sounds like heaven if they don't tip. And it makes me think the people of the U.S. here are purposely fucking me with this tipping shit. It's too...
I mean, it's the U.S. That's basically the whole motto of the U.S. We're fucking with you. That's literally one of the mottos of the U.S.
Be expected we tip 20 to 25%.
I know, that'd be crazy. And like these won't be like small things. Like they'll be saying, do you want to pay 15%, 18%, or 20%? And if you get a higher order, it can go up to like 30%. Like, bro, what?
The bill here. You have a better chance pulling a gun on me and robbing me because that's the only way you're gonna get that much money out of me. And I've been seeing news reports about how there's a spread of self-checkout machines with tip.
In the airport?
News reports about how there's a spread.
In an what on an airport do you need a tip? I can get stadiums from the concession stand and cafes because of waiters. What at the airport do you need to tip anyone? Like what? The person would just get what? The flight attendant gave me pretzels? That's it? Why would I ever do that? Why? Why? What is $2 gonna do for them?
Checkout machines with tipping options. Who the hell am I tipping? Mr. and Mrs. Walmart themselves?
Exactly.
Why they need my money? Why they need a tip? Any self-checkout tipping machine out there could suck the tip of my pee-pee. That's what you could do. And like I said earlier, I do tip my delivery drivers and waiters. I do. But I hate tipping. I bloody hate it. If I could abolish it, I would. I hate it.
Damn.
However, I know it's the right thing to do. Or at least I was raised to believe if I don't tip my waiters, I'm a which I don't really believe now, but I begrudgingly admit tipping won't kill me. So I still tip. How much I tip? none of your beeswax. And even though I tip most of the time, I'm not gonna tell y'all you should tip. You could do whatever you want with the money you've earned. Like, I could be spending my money on helping the children in Africa and building houses there. But how else am I supposed to pay for my drip? I need money for my...
What is this outfit? What is this outfit? I swear to God. And then watch as fashion show. Someone in a fashion show is gonna walk out with this, and people are gonna be like, "My God, it's the revolution of the future." And then this thing's gonna be sold for like 10 grand a piece.
clothes,
No, 10 grand just buying it, and 200 just to deliver it.
man.
And you gotta pay extra 300 for the materials.
Those kids in Africa, they're not gonna pay for me. But yeah, those are my thoughts on tipping. Employees need better pay so I can stop paying. And in conclusion,
Element of surprise.
Did you pray today? Did you pray today? Because
No,
if you didn't, I'ma have to take you down on some.
Alright, anyways, so good video. Another great video by Degenerocity. This was hilarious and true at the same time. Like, bro, a tip is like respect. Like I said earlier, a tip is like respect. You have to earn it. You don't ask for it. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed. Please just try to leave a like, subscribe to the channel. We are on our way to 125 subscribers, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.